Okay, so you should be totally finished with chapter 10 by now. This is the last chapter. We talked about chapter 8 as an update earlier on in the week with it dealing with international currency exchange. Then you all went on to free trade, and the last chapter for this week would have been relevant to economic integration and World Trade Organization and so forth and so on. And the whole point of this last chapter was to look at how regional governments are trying to make trade easier by collaborating with their neighbors. So essentially, whether we're talking about CARICOM, where I am from, where we have free movement and people who were born and raised in Trinidad can legally work in Jamaica, they can legally work in Barbados and any other CARICOM country, or we're talking about the European Union, where if you were born and raised in Portugal and you can legally work in Italy, in Spain, in France, in Germany, and so forth and so on. Or we're talking about the USMC, where it's just free trade, where there are no tariffs across borders between Mexico, Canada, and the US. Or we're talking about Mercosur, where you have this trade agreement where there will be no tariffs through specific countries in South America, or CASIM, which is the same arrangement in Central America, or the African Union, which is obviously based in Africa, and there are no trade tariffs there. So, looking at how regional governments are trying to expand their exports and get into these foreign markets, and at the same time, because they want to get into those foreign markets and because they don't want taxes on their goods and services going into those markets, they have agreed to lower tariffs or eliminate tariffs for goods from their neighbors coming into their markets. So that's the whole essence of the economic integration chapter. And as I mentioned before, there isn't any country or region right now that has political integration. The highest level would be economic integration, and the European Union is an example of that. And below that is a free market, which the Caribbean, CARICOM is an example of that. And you have quite a number of free markets across the world. So I hope you're doing well. And I look forward to giving you another set of updates next week. Take care. Happy marketing.